Do not touch my breath and more.
I've asked you before.
Shame on you!
Shame on
This
you!
is on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame! Resign! Resign!
Touch me! Stop! Stop it! No!
Stop touching her! Stop touching her!
Stop touching me! Stop! Do not touch me! Stop! Do not touch me!
Do not touch her.
How dare you?
Do not touch her.
You are re-victimizing survivors tonight! And shame!
Do not touch her.
Shame on all of
Ladies and
you!
gentlemen,
Do not
we want
touch me.
order,
Do not put your body in.
and we will
Stop
not
it.
tolerate disruption.
This is
Everyone
embarrassing.
wants
But you will tolerate sexual assault.
They can proceed.
Do you have a daughter? Good for you.
Good evening.
Get your arms off of me! Stop touching me! Stop touching me! Stop touching me! Stop touching me! No, not until you stop touching me. Yes, you are. Get your arm off of me! Stop it! Stop it!
This is not leadership.
Please proceed.
I'm not leaving.
Please proceed.
Honor the survivors.
I grew up in Fort Wayne, went to high school in Carmel, and graduated from IU's Kelly School of Business in Bloomington. As a college senior, I interned for Senator Evan Bayh in Washington, D.C., and held full-time policy roles for other U.S. Senate Democrats in my early 20s. When I joined Joe Hogsett's first campaign for mayor, I was 26, idealistic, and felt a sense of duty to be a positive force in my community. Despite holding more progressive views than he did, back then I believed in Joe Hogsett and I thought the work mattered. I share these details so that you, the council, might realize that my background was not unlike many of yours when I joined Joe Hogsett's campaign as deputy campaign manager in 2014. If I could tell my younger self what Joe Hogsett and his then campaign manager Thomas Cook were about to put me through, I would tell her to run away and don't look back. The abuse from Hogsett and Cook was horrific to go through, but the aftermath is what has stolen the last 10.5 years from me. Does anybody have a tissue? I apologize. I literally can't read. Thank you. From the first moment I tried to report in 2017 to right now, I've been forced to carry the burden of what was done to me, of a path I did not choose. Since going on the record in the press with 2 other survivors last summer, at every step in this process, you, the council, even when your intentions may have been noble, have perpetuated the harm that survivors continue to experience. I'm certain that your carelessness and refusal to find the truth about our cases in a trauma-informed, survivor-centered way have discouraged other survivors from asking for help or coming forward to report. Earlier today, for example, Councilor Barth called for the release of text messages that we survivors turned over to attorney Danielle Kays and her team at Fisher Phillips in the spring, in hopes that the firm would properly investigate. But of course, we all know now that the council's investigation for Fisher Phillips was a nearly $500,000 political performance and extension of abuse at the taxpayers' expense. Nevertheless, at the time, we survivors participated voluntarily, but not without sacrifice. Over the last 10 months, we survivors have paid a price with our time, our money, our health, and our well-being. It was excruciating for me to relive Cook and Hogsett's abuse as I wrote and pulled together 49 pages of a statement and documentation, something I chose to do when it became clear that Danielle Kays and her team at Fisher Phillips would not agree to record interviews, would not agree to confidentiality, and would not answer any of the questions posed through our lawyer about the investigation's scope or timeline. I was also alarmed to learn that we would not be interviewed under oath. After the report was released last month, I was even more disgusted that the committee chose not to use its subpoena power to compel Thomas Cook to testify. As another survivor, and I told the Star last week, Fisher Phillips' report made glaring omissions in favor of the mayor's version of events, made sloppy errors with basic facts that we backed up with overwhelming documentation, and frequently, in the most misogynistic way, characterized survivor statements as claims, while the mayor's were treated as facts. Meanwhile, the Hogsett administration retained Fakery Drinker to the tune of $40,000 taxpayer dollars to respond to the investigation. It's not lost on us that the Fakery attorney on hand for Hogsett was Matt Giffen, former corporation counsel to the mayor. Hogsett's former special counsel Tim Moriarty, who was married to Councilor Brienne Delaney, now holds a partner stake in the firm. Of course, Fakery enjoys plenty of public contracts with the city of Indianapolis and makes sizable political donations to Hogsett and many of you on this council. This is certainly not a coincidence. So after all this, why would any other survivor trust the leaders of this city after what they've seen my friend and I go through? Especially as two white cisgender women who at one time had direct access to the mayor. The many survivors with less power and privilege are certainly not going to have faith in this system or process. Survivors, whistleblowers, city workers, and campaign staff who speak out about abuse are not the problem for the Democratic Party, for this administration, or for this council. Abusers are the problem. And your constituents cannot afford for you to spend another moment wringing your hands or claiming that your role is limited to policymaking. Your positions are not neutral. Had you acted on this months ago, other leaders might have felt empowered to speak up and commit to the much-needed reforms, not just in this building, but in campaign infrastructure. Instead, we keep seeing you, the council, make empty statements and treat us, their survivors, simply trying to be heard, like troublemakers at every turn. Shame on you. Joe Hogsett cares only about protecting his own ego, holding on to his power to bully the people around him, and keeping his corporate donors happy. Indianapolis deserves a mayor who will show up and fight for public schools, for our unhoused neighbors, for undocumented people, for our most vulnerable community members. But instead, he's choosing to fight against survivors, whistleblowers, his own workers, and those who support us. Joe Hogsett is corrupt, abusive, and unfit to be mayor in any circumstances. But he is especially unfit at this time when every U.S. city urgently needs leaders with strong moral character to protect us from the rising fascist takeover of our federal government. Unfortunately for Joe Hogsett and for those of you on this council who continue to protect him for your own benefit, our group of survivors, whistleblowers, and community members who support us is growing. We are made up of seasoned communication professionals like me, community organizers, fundraisers, and activists. We know what we are doing. We are very good at this. We are Joe Hogsett and his allies' worst nightmare, and we are not going away. Please stand on the right side of history with us. Demand that Hogsett resign. That's what I was going to say to council tonight before I got grabbed and hauled off by sheriff's deputies. I haven't been grabbed like that since I was physically assaulted, most recently in 2021 in Denver when I tried to intervene on a guy who was hitting his dog. This is horrific and so shameful, and I'm going to have a really rough week here visiting my family.